Meghan Markle's transition from Hollywood to the British royal family has certainly had its ups and downs, filled with moments that made audiences both cringe and chuckle. Let's dive into some of her most memorable, awkward moments. Back in 2018, during one of her early royal outings, Meghan took the stage alongside a co-presenter at the Endeavour Fund Awards, a night dedicated to honouring the incredible achievements of wounded servicemen and women supported by Prince Harry's foundation. Everything seemed to be going just fine until it was time to present an award. That's when things took a turn. Both Meghan and her co-presenter suddenly realised they were holding completely different sets of notes. An awkward silence enveloped the room as they scrambled through the papers, unsure of whose speech to kick off with. Cameras were rolling, capturing the cringe-worthy moment, Meghan chuckling nervously, her co-presenter sheepishly admitting they had got different notes, while the audience chuckled in sympathy. For a brief moment, it felt like a scene pulled straight from The Office. But credit where it's due, Meghan handled the situation with poise, flashing a smile through the awkwardness and making light of the mishap. That viral clip served as a reminder that even duchesses can find themselves in the midst of live event chaos, especially when the whole world is watching. Another moment Meghan Markle found herself feeling a bit out of place was when she stepped into the global spotlight as a royal. It wasn't just about marrying Prince Harry. She was diving headfirst into a world steeped in centuries of tradition, strict protocols, and constant public scrutiny. Every smile, gesture, and comment turned into a headline. Throughout this journey, she's had her fair share of cringeworthy, awkward, and meme-worthy moments. Some were innocent slip-ups, while others were missteps, but they all serve as a reminder that even the Duchess of Sussex is not above making mistakes. A few months later, Meghan and Prince Harry made their appearance at the 2018 Commonwealth Day service held at Westminster Abbey, a highlight on the royal calendar. After Liam Payne took the stage to perform John Mayer's "Waiting on the World to Change," the cameras panned to the royal pews, capturing a moment where Meghan and Harry shared a private laugh and exchanged playful glances. The audience quickly picked up on the contrast of a solemn national service in a historic church, followed by the Duchess trying to stifle her giggles. Social media exploded with lots of commentary. Was Meghan laughing at the performance, the audience's reaction, or something Harry whispered in her ear? No one knew what it was. While the moment seemed innocent enough, critics were quick to label it inappropriate, arguing it disrupted royal decorum. Meanwhile, many saw it as a glimpse of her genuine warmth and humanity in an otherwise formal ceremony. Regardless, it turned into another viral Meghan awkward moment, entirely scrutinized. Also, during her very first solo outing with Queen Elizabeth II in June, Meghan Markle found herself in the spotlight for one of her most talked-about etiquette slip-ups, and it all centered around a car door. As they approached the vehicle, Meghan paused, caught in a dilemma. Should she step in first, or let the Queen take the lead? A royal aide signalled for her to enter, but Meghan turned to the Queen and asked, "What would you prefer?" The Queen responded kindly, "You go first," which led to a brief moment that cameras captured from every angle. For most, it seemed like a simple act of courtesy. However, royal enthusiasts analysed it to no end, noting how such seemingly minor gestures highlight the steep learning curve of adapting to royal life. Experts later explained that the Queen usually sits behind the driver, not due to her rank, but simply out of habit. Yet Meghan's moment of hesitation perfectly illustrated the uncertainty of a newcomer trying to navigate age-old traditions while under the watchful eye of the world. Currently in 2025, Meghan found herself in a completely different kind of awkward situation, one that went viral in just a few hours. While attending Paris Fashion Week, Meghan was snapped lounging in the back of a limousine with her feet propped up on the seat. The car was reportedly cruising near the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, the very spot where Princess Diana tragically lost her life in 1997. Social media went into a frenzy, with critics labelling her gesture as disrespectful and tone-deaf, while her supporters argued that Meghan had no clue about the car's location. To add to the chaos, a casual attempt at a cheek kiss with a fashion designer almost turned into an awkward lip kiss, and those photos spread like wildfire within minutes. This incident highlighted how even the tiniest actions from Meghan can spark global conversations. What might be a casual moment for most celebrities can quickly escalate into a full-blown royal PR nightmare when every move is scrutinized through the lens of legacy, symbolism, and royal history. Offstage, some of Meghan's most awkward moments didn't happen in front of the cameras, but rather within the palace walls. Starting in 2018 and 2019, reports began to emerge about the tension between Meghan and the royal staff, suggesting a backdrop of strained relationships and a high turnover rate. One particularly awkward incident involved senior aide Jason Knopf, who had once been a trusted communications secretary. He accused Meghan of bullying her staff, and it was reported that 2 personal assistants left their positions due to the pressure, claiming that Meghan's management style didn't quite mesh with the palace culture. These serious allegations led to an internal investigation at Buckingham Palace, a move that's quite rare to see made public. While Meghan firmly denied the claims, labeling them as part of a calculated smear campaign, this incident undeniably left a lasting impact on her public image. Then there were reports that Meghan had made unexpected appearances or media moves without giving a heads up to the palace communications team, which frustrated royal officials. For someone already facing intense scrutiny, each of these situations only added to the awkwardness surrounding her evolving reputation as both a disruptor and a lightning rod. Even in the glitzy world of celebrity, Meghan hasn't always managed to dodge those awkward moments. Take that one red carpet event with Prince Harry, for instance. A video surfaced showing Meghan subtly signaling for him to shift his hand from her lower back, which sparked endless chatter and debate. That brief interaction set off a flurry of tabloid speculation about the couple's uniqueness. Some interpreted it as a power play, while others saw it as a fleeting moment of annoyance. Body language experts jumped in, analyzing every second of the clip and turning what was just a 2-second exchange into days of headlines. Similar situations have popped up at other events, where Meghan seemed overly aware of the cameras, sometimes adjusting her posture or gripping Harry's arm in ways that some critics labelled as forced. Even if these moments were misinterpreted or awkward, they highlight how small gestures can morph into exaggerated symbols in the public eye. Beyond royal engagements, Meghan's life after stepping back from royal duties has had its own share of cringe-worthy moments. Her interviews and podcast appearances, especially during the Archetypes series, and her chat with Oprah Winfrey elicited both admiration and discomfort. The Oprah interview was groundbreaking, but it had its share of awkwardness, like when Meghan hesitated before answering questions about the royal family, and also when she mentioned she didn't know how to curtsy before meeting the Queen. Some found her honesty relatable, while others thought it felt a bit disingenuous given her time in the limelight. Her podcast sometimes came off as overly scripted and polished, lacking that genuine touch. Critics described it as Hollywood meets self-help awkwardness, suggesting that Meghan's attempts at being vulnerable occasionally felt rehearsed. Meghan's bright smile is one of her signature traits, but it has also landed her in some awkward moments. There have been several times when cameras caught her laughing or smiling at what seemed like inappropriate times, like when a performer tripped on stage or during serious ceremonies. While these reactions are likely innocent, they often spiral into controversies. The public only sees the surface, a smile or a chuckle, without the context. But those who follow the royal family know how ruthless the press can be. Every light-hearted moment can be spun as disrespectful or out of touch. One of the most awkward moments happened during the 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview, when Meghan and Harry took Oprah on a tour of their backyard chicken coop, complete with a handmade sign that read, "Archie's Chick-In." While it was meant to represent their new, down-to-earth lifestyle in California, the scene struck many as unintentionally awkward, the image of a duchess who once dined with world leaders, now feeding chickens in designer boots. The moment quickly went viral, with countless memes poking fun at the overly curated simplicity of the setup. Even fans admitted it felt staged, a too perfect attempt at normalcy. Still, it solidified the couple's effort to show that they had swapped palace opulence for a more humble life, albeit with a Hollywood flair. Impossible feat when every word she says is scrutinized for hidden meanings. Before her royal role, Meghan worked as a briefcase model on Deal or No Deal years later. She opened up on her podcast about feeling objectified during that time, a remark that many in the entertainment industry found to be somewhat dismissive of the show that helped her gain visibility. Her comments stirred up backlash from former colleagues and the show's host, Howie Mandel, who came to the production's defense. Some accused Meghan of trying to rewrite history to suit her narrative. This incident became yet another example of how her efforts to speak candidly often lead to public misunderstandings. One of Meghan's most talked about moments occurred during the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. While sharing the story of her first meeting with Queen Elizabeth II, Meghan demonstrated the curtsy she performed complete with an exaggerated, almost theatrical bow. Reactions were mixed. Some found it funny and relatable, while others viewed it as mocking and disrespectful. Royal commentators labelled it tone-deaf, especially given the Queen's esteemed status at the time. Another small yet awkward moment happened during an interview when Meghan accidentally called her husband Harry before quickly correcting herself to my husband, Prince Harry. The mistake felt natural, but highlighted how carefully royals are expected to communicate. The clip spread widely online, with critics using it as evidence of her casualness. However, for her supporters, it was a refreshing reminder that beneath the titles and tiaras, Meghan was still the same woman who once introduced herself as just Meg. Truthfully, Meghan's awkwardness makes her human. Her critics call her careless. Her supporters call her brave. But only a few people in modern history have had their every move so intensely dissected. And through it all, the mix-ups, laughs, and the viral blunders, Meghan Markle remains undeniably, unforgettably watched. Thank you for watching the end. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more exciting updates. Bye for now.